We're very happy to have him join.
There he
How
is.
you doing, Roy?
Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, brothers?
What's up?
Brother, great to have you.
How have the last few days been for you? Can you take us through the brief prehistory here of what happened with Colombia, and then we'll get into what happened with your launch?
Yeah, I mean, earlier this year, I built this tool called Interview Coder to let you cheat on your technical interviews for software engineering jobs, like LeetCode style interviews. I filmed myself using this to get a job at Amazon. I recorded it, posted it online, and Colombia saw. Amazon reported me to Colombia. Amazon is mad, Colombia is mad, and this ends up being a spat that I sort of publicize on my Twitter. It becomes this big spectacle, and I eventually get kicked out of Colombia or suspended for a year and blacklisted from most big tech companies.
What was the original plan
They're
here?
big mad.
Wait, what was the original plan a publicity stunt, or did you actually want the job at Amazon?
I was never intending on taking the job at Amazon. The impetus for everything was I did a bunch of legal questions thinking that I would work at a big tech company one day. I really hated it. And at a certain point, I kind of just thought, I really want to build companies. This is what I want to do with my life. So this just seems like the optimal route for everything. I can make this big protest against LeetCode, and at the same time, I can do something that I suspect will be super viral and just give me like a distribution channel to build off.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's crazy. I mean, there's many people in venture that have spent 10 plus years trying to build a following here, and you know, the growth of your account alone in the last few months has just been insane to watch. And yeah, absolutely gives you an edge as you now come in.
So take us through the product, what you launched, and how that video came together.
Yeah, so I mean, Cluey is supposed to be the ultimate experience layer for AI in a world where models are truly multimodal and you can sort of have an AI that remembers the last 10 years about your life. Nobody's going to be on a chatbot, chatgpt.com. Where are they going to be on? They're going to be on Cluey, and this is what we hope to build, and this is what we are building. We sort of filmed this launch video to be like a vision for the ultimate end state of what does true AI in everything look like, like a true AI maximalist life 10 years out in the future. What does that look like? And it ended up coming together really well, and I think it resonated well with the world. Went very viral and very controversial, but
yeah, very controversial.
How did you went against the norm? You launched 2 p.m. Pacific on Easter. Did you just launch when you were ready, or was that planned at all?
Yeah, I mean, it was 420, and it was sort of in brand with like me being like the little like punk college kid. Like I'll launch on 420, might as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. What about has any of the pushback been correct? Can you steelman any of the pushback? Is it bad to cheat?
I think there's two worlds of, or like there's two big arguments for the pushback. The first is this is dystopian and this sort of destroys what it means to be human. And and I disagree with that pretty fundamentally. I think every time technology has advanced our capabilities, people have said the same thing. This destroys what it means to be human. But ultimately, like that never ends up being the case. We just become more efficient as a species. And the traits that make us human are not the traits that sort of like AI can fill in the blank for. The second large area of pushback is this is cheating and cheating is unethical. I think it's sort of the phrase cheat on everything is left intentionally vague. I mean, what exactly does cheat on everything even mean? You can cheat on a test, but you can't really cheat on a sales call. You can't cheat on a meeting. You can't cheat on a conversation. What Cluey or what AI allows is sort of like an unfair advantage that is so unfair that it feels like cheating. Imagine you're in a sales call and you have this tool, this genius tool that knows everything about you, your company, your clients. Anytime a technical question is asked or an objection is asked, immediately it just knows and just can give you the right answer. Like your human intuition just looks at that and thinks, wow, this is not fair. This is cheating. But I mean, ultimately, this is where the world is headed. And really, this just like makes us 100 times more efficient.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, in many ways, business is like, feels like a sport in some ways, yet there's sort of laws that govern, corporations and, different markets, but there's nothing wrong with giving yourself every possible advantage to win. And so you should absolutely just use every tool available to you to win. Yeah.
So talk through the product. Version 1 seems like maybe a web app or an iPhone app, but then it seems like there's like a augmented reality vision in the future. But how are you thinking about that? Because you know, there's a monopoly in Apple products. There's a monopoly on foundation models now. Like, where are you seeing yourself break through? Are you sitting on top of different systems or trying to build something from scratch?
Right. Right now, the vision, the version of the app that we have is just a desktop app, has complete access to your screen and your system audio. So it sees everything you're seeing and it hears everything you're hearing and can help with that context. Ultimately, though, what we want, the end state of the product is a chip inside your brain that lets you use AGI to think. That is the ultimate end state. And the way we get there will be sort of like variable up, like if the models get significantly better, significantly fast, the chips get better, significantly better, super fast, then it's sort of like the way we get there is subject to change. Right now, we are building a really, really good desktop app that can be the ultimate player two for your computer.
Yeah. What would you, how do you respond to like the criticism that like maybe you're over optimizing for distribution ahead of product, you're going viral, like you're frustrating people, you're being controversial, and like maybe you should just be heads down and like go build something great, and then, you know, the business will build up slowly over time, and this is like, oh, you're like clout chasing is like the criticism.
I think there's a lot of people that say distribution is the final mode. In fact, everybody says this, distribution is the last mode, anything can be built. And if you truly believe this, then you would behave exactly how I'm behaving.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. But specifically, like there are different modes of distribution, right? Like you could have found a distribution angle that frustrated people less, right, or was less edgy, right? And so is the need to be edgy, is that a product of the way our social networks work or the way our distribution like moats already exist? Like there's already the Humane team was able to get distribution and attention by kind of aping an Apple ad, and they were able to get a distribution. You went a very different direction. Are you a product of modernity, I suppose?
Yeah, I would think so. I think I have a very unique and I think a very strong viral sense. I have an intuition about what makes things go viral and what things will go viral. And for me, that's like pretty edgy. And I would probably think, and most people probably agree, the video wasn't nearly as controversial. It wouldn't do 10 million views in 2 days.
I agree.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Talk about how the round came together in the process there.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you first started going viral, and I imagine it was just your DMs, you know, flooded by, you know, everybody pushing back, being like, you know, this is wrong. But I think you were smart to pick like a common sort of like enemy. Like people generally are sort of anti-university right now. They're sort of anti-elite code. But talk about how the round came together, and yeah, I'm curious because that kind of like you basically did a, you know, indirect roadshow where you had the attention of everyone in tech for, you know, a period of time.
It was a really messy round, and I don't think I can advise most people on fundraising. The round in total lasted less than 24 hours.
Yeah, I remember that. You just like posted, I think I saw one post and then you're like, okay, the round's done.
That's awesome.
Our pitch and our entire deck changed twice in the middle of the round. And the only thing we came in really knowing was, I'm super hot right now. We can build a bigger company, and right now is the best time to get money. In reality, in the future, there were only two worlds. One, I fell off and I can't raise again. Or two, I succeed massively, and all of a sudden, like the extra 5-10% dilution here, if we fuck up, it's like it means nothing.
Yeah.
How do you think about sort of like flexibility at the product level? Like it seems like you have a very clear vision of how to unlock AI for individuals broadly. It sounds like starting in the workplace, but are you flexible in terms of what that sort of exact implementation looks like? What kind of, you know, different niches? I can see the application in sales, et cetera, but how are you thinking about sort of adapting now that you have like this flood of customer demand and attention? Now you need to like, you know, turn it into durable revenue and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that there's like a really, really hopefully viral experiment that I'm going to try that will be the first of its kind. I'll just announce this right now. We're probably going to hire about 100 interns, and we're going to turn them into like sort of the ultimate content farm over the summer. So be like the most motivated high school and college kids. I really truly believe if you're over the age of 23, you probably don't have the viral sense that you need to go like consistently, massively viral. We're hoping to have this like gigantic content farm, and every single one of them will be sort of assigned a different use case for the product. guys are going to advertise this product for sales calls, and you guys are going to just like ship out content for sales. You guys are going to advertise this for meetings, and you guys are going to advertise the deep research feature, and sort of like the consistent virality and attention on the different use cases will that will make it what's lasting.
Do you have a suspicion as to which use case is most profitable in the midterm? Because I mean, the Riz app already exists for messaging people on dating apps. Deep research allows, basically everyone to already cheat on their research papers if they have to write research papers. There are co-pilots all over the place, and you're kind of pitching like an omni co-pilot, at least in the short term. Sure. Are you still, is your formula like go viral and test everything and then find a new niche and then double down on that? And then maybe we're talking to you next year and you're like, yeah, we found it, we cracked it, and we are cheat on sales calls, and we're great for SDRs, and we've kind of dropped all of the other things, or do you really want this to be everything for everyone on day one?
Everything for everyone on day one is a bit unrealistic. Right now, the two things that we're really zoning in on are meetings, like virtual meetings like this, and sure. Also sales calls. But it's entirely possible that every single use case flops, doesn't go viral, isn't helpful, except for one random use case, sure. In which case we'll like quintuple down on that. Yeah. But the end state is, like AI for everyone, for everything.
I want to go deeper on the actual like hacking your way into products to make using the product easier. Talk to me about getting an iPhone app. Is there a way that you can hack your way into the camera button with a shortcut, or the action button on the iPhone? Meta Ray-Bans, is there a deal that you can do to take over for that? Like, it feels like most of the hardware providers have very sharp elbows around their ecosystem. Some of that's breaking with the latest, FTC lawsuits, and maybe they're more open to it in the future. Also, like the failure or like the setbacks to Apple Intelligence have kind of raised questions about like, hey, should that Siri button be remappable to other things? How are you seeing the landscape around hardware evolve? Because that feels really, really important to you if you don't want to go build it yourself, burn $100 million trying to build the next Apple product.
Yeah, I don't actually think that I doubt that we'll ever be integrated into the iPhone. I don't actually know that is the best modality, even if we could. I think most people, friend.com, Omi, like everyone is sort of betting on the idea that there will be like this new hardware element that is like a companion. I think that's, if we were to delve into hardware, that would be most realistic as like the next step. But what I really would like to do is sort of like beat out Neuralink and just sort of just directly skip all that and get to the chip inside your brain. That is the true end state, is what we want anyways.
Yeah, don't ask the Neuralink guys about timelines then.
Can you talk about what the general, while you were at Colombia, what the vibe was on campus? I'm assuming everybody's using ChatGPT, but do they know, like, do they have a sense, like, is there an
Tyler Cowen has completely embraced AI in his, I believe, graduate level economics courses, where he says, yeah, go have ChatGPT write the paper, then dig into it and teach me something from it. It seems like he has a very positive view on AI in education. What's been your experience?
Yeah, and getting into that more, is there a general fear about AI on campus? Are people like worried,
job displacement,
things like that? Or are they just excited to leverage it to grow and be better at their jobs, et cetera?
There's definitely concern, but I think the most interesting thing here that most adults probably don't realize is exactly how many people are using AI. I mean, the percentages get even more skewed at the higher level schools, but I will say, out of every single person I've met at Columbia campus, there is not a single undergraduate who hasn't cheated on at least one assignment using AI. And the vast majority of CS majors at like literally
you should tell them to kick everybody out.
Kick everybody out.
Just
clear
the slate. Yeah, whistle blow. Columbia whistleblower.
No, see, Columbia, cheating's okay. It's trolling that gets you in trouble.
Yeah,
and you were a troll.
Don't have fun. Don't expose technological changes. You'll be blocked.
Who are your inspirations? Are you like a Nathan Fielder type guy? I feel like there's someone that you look to in your virality. Who inspires you?
Bill Burr, Nathan Fielder, those guys are so funny. Dave Chappelle. I mean, like I was big in that. There's like a lot of like Asian content creators, college flat that are funny too.
That's awesome. Last question, Jordy.
No, I love it. Who are you? Do you have you put together a team of former classmates? Have you gotten anyone else to bail with you? What does your team look like today?
Yeah. So over half the team is friends that I met from community college, actually. And the other people are my co-founder who dropped out, and also the guy who's probably going to be valedictorian of Columbia.
There we go.
That's awesome. Are you worried about any like serious backlash from Colombia? Because I saw the thing where like they told you don't share this document, you shared it. It feels like they find out you have $5 million, they sue you. Like
I just want to go out on the lens. I will give money to the Roy Lee Defense Fund. Yeah. So we got you.
I'm anti-cheating in the literal sense, but I like building and I also like trolling and comedy. So I'm like 50-50 on you, I guess. Are you worried?
I'm not as reckless as people think. I read the documents very carefully before disclosing the confidential, and there's like it was not legal. These are the worst case to get expelled, and for me, that's probably the best case.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think I would be okay with you getting kicked out of Colombia, but I would be upset if they really tried to
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say I believe there's a real chance that you eventually go back and give the graduation speech at Columbia. You know, you're gonna have a crazy arc, and I'm excited to witness it.
I hope so.
Yeah. Good luck.
Love it.
Hopefully there's not too many crazy biz dev deals between you and Success, because I feel like if it comes down to it and it's like, in order to win, you have to partner with Apple. You might have to clean it up a little bit. But good luck to you. I'm sure you'll figure it out. And thank you so much for joining the stream. This is a very exciting story. And I love when anyone blows up the internet like you did.
Yeah, so congratulations on all the momentum in the round, and excited to have you back on soon.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you later. Right?
Cheers.
Bye.
Later.